Hello, I'm 421. Got a population almost of 450. Cash on hand is over 20,000. Been trying to conserve that. You know, when you're in the game, you want to definitely pace yourself because later on, you're going to need millions for the stuff we're going to be building way back there by that big mountaintop. So for this edition of 4 Cities here at Silver Shores, we're going to try and grow up to 1,100. That means more services, more infrastructure, more power. We need industry. Forestry first, and more cash. So let's get started. We've already got the community school over here. Education. One of the biggest ways to get your property values up. In fact, why don't we go take a quick look at that? That's going to be the dollar sign down here. Really low so far. This is how it is at the beginning of every city, which is why when we advertise, it's all about how great it is and open spaces. Draw them in slowly. But eventually it'll be this shoreline down here, the Silver Shores, that's going to all be green with cash. And it'll be on both sides here, and then hopefully as we build out that way, the entire shoreline out there, we can build up with some good tourist economy. What we need to do right now, though, is zone in some more housing. I'm going to leave a little space here behind the school for a pathway at some point. We're not far enough in the game yet to do that. But, yeah, we're just going to slowly add in some more single-family zoning. We could probably throw in a little more industrial. And we don't want to take this too much further than the end of this road because of our water source. We want to keep that nice and clean. We'll eventually have to move this because this area out here is loaded with oil, as you may remember from, well, we can take a look right now. Oh, it's up here. Over here to the net. See that over there? That big pool of oil? We want that, so. Let's take a look over here. We want to create a forestry district if we can here. Now, we don't have access to Industry 4.0 yet. That's going to be coming up. No. I believe we need to get up to 700. So I left a space here, and we're going to continue the housing development this way. Take it out a little bit. And I think we're going to make a little connection here just to ease up on the traffic. And when we do that, we want to... nope, not that one. We want to make sure the stoplight is off. It's just not busy enough yet. We want traffic flowing. Okay, 447. Well, we're trying to get up to 700. Let's see how... Okay, water's in place. Good. Let's see if do we have enough. Yeah, let's get the medical center in there. People get hurt, right? And we're going to use this one. Now, we want to get it in a place where they can also access it from the industrial area. So we're going to kind of put it maybe right here to start. In fact, we're going to leave a little space there. Okay. All the smiley faces, so this is good. Raising the land values, that's the point. It's basically two ways to get your cash level up. There's taxes through zoning, right? And then there's industry specialization that leads to unique factories. We're a ways away from the second one, so what we're trying to do is just raise up land values, more services, and just more zoning of all types. So, okay, so yep, got to get a trash. Again, we're all about the green industries, so we go for the recycling centers. I don't even use dumps or waste disposal processing centers. I just use the recycling centers. If you make that just part of your modular builds, yeah, you don't really need anything else. It's a great way to reuse the resources. That's the thing. Not only does this take care of garbage, but they actually recycle makes your costs go down throughout the rest of your city. So anyway, that's why I use that one. Okay, let's finish zoning this out. And let's see here. So I generally do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll stop right there. So we're probably going to want to put a crossroad in here pretty soon. Should just do that now. Okay. Now, once we get up to 700, then we can open up the forestry industry. You know, this kind of heavy industry, it's okay. It does generate some good money, but honestly, it's very, very dirty. It's polluting. You gotta have it. I get it, but I try to keep it away from the residential areas as much as possible. Not too far away. People got to get to work. This is still within walking distance. I'm still seeing some pedestrians heading off to work. There's one right there. Yeah. We're going to add another street over here. Going to need some more housing soon. And this time, though, only going to go down to this point here at the bottom. Because soon we're going to open up this coastline to some housing. We want to start raising the land value there, and this is going to be the forest industry, so we're going to limit the amount of housing up in this area, because this is all eventually going to be some, yeah, there's going to be some sawmills and some pulp paper factories, and you know, this can be a lot of noise. People don't necessarily like to. The land values don't go, but we don't care what they say. So, okay, we're down to 1,000 cash. We definitely need to raise up some. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to take out this power line. We're going to add in some more commercial right here. Just 2 more stores. Nothing too extravagant. We got to be careful. We're walking the line here on power, and we should probably just take a look at that right now. Yeah. 2 megawatts, so really building more factories right now, a little difficult. We don't have that much further to go to get up to 700. Got to be very careful about adding any more zoning. Let's see if we can do just a little bit here. Kind of don't like this down here. Let's let's take this out. Closer here. See if we can get a little closer. If not, we're going to pull it out. All right. And that. Oh, not enough money. See, this is what happens. Okay, well. There we go. All right. Let's add in a last few here. All right, we're just nibbling at the edge here. We just need a few more residents to move in, hit that 700 mark, level up. We'll get a little cash infusion, and it'll open up some more resources. Well, this might be a good time to talk about the residents of Silver Shores, if you want to loosely use that term. After all, they're robots, okay? Little itty-bitty representations of artificial intelligence. And we're going to put them to work, we're going to move them around, we're going to tax them, we're going to create all kinds of environments that are going to make them go sideways. That's what we do here at Four Cities. So while some of it may seem strange or even cruel to some of you, don't forget we're not hurting anybody. It's just robots. Hey, let's take a little walk. Let's go see what everybody's up to here in the neighborhood. Got a little crowd here running down to the store somewhere. Look, they're all piling into the same house. Must be having a little party there. The school came out real nice, huh? Let's go take a look at that real quick. Alright. Yeah, look at everybody hanging out, huh? Having a great time. We're very close to leveling up here at Silver Shores. Once we do, we can add in a lot of more services and infrastructure, and you want to do this in your cities early on, in my opinion. It's got to be consistent. Otherwise, what happens is you'll grow everything too quickly, and then suddenly you have to go back and fill this in. You'll start having problems. You'll start having shortages of everything. Sewage, power, police protection, fire protection. You have fires breaking out if you don't have it. So you got to build this in early on and then kind of keep that pace through the game. And eventually you're going to end up with a lot more money down the road so you can get into more of the unique buildings and industries, monuments. So, okay, so we're here up at a worthy village, 700. And what do we got here this time? We got another tile we can open up, more land. Districts, we can get a loan, more services. We can do the specialization, so here comes the forestry service. Self-sufficient buildings, we'll get into that one. There's a pro and con to that. Organic and local produce, I like to put that throughout my cities. And of course the police and the fire. So let's get back to this. We got about 20K to work with. And like I said, we're going to set up the forestry service, but before we do that, let's get a fire station in there. We want to get that in there right away. And we just usually put it right next to the medical center. Eventually this is just going to be a little area of services, smiley faces all around. So let's create a forestry area, because that's the first industry I usually get into. If there's a bunch of farmland around, I'll do that too. But that's across the river here. So we'll get into that soon, but first we're going to get the forestry part of our game going. Okay. Well, we should get a name going here. What do you think? And I mean, I'm open-minded to all kinds of things, but this time around, how about we go with the Golden Woods? Doesn't that sound nice? Yeah, the Golden Woods. Now we're going to take this a step further here. We're going to change the district style here because we're going to have a limited amount of residential zoning here, mostly for workers and people who are out here, but there could be some other people with it. And we're going to use University City for that. No policies yet. We'll get into that as well. All right, let's see if we can get a road out there. Doesn't have to be too far at first. At this point, we can't do, unique factories or industries soon. But right now, all we need to do is get this out here and then designate this a forest. And then we'll go back over to here and drop a couple of these in here. And we'll need to run the water out here as well. And probably a power line. Yeah, here's our water. Okay, that's all we need to do that for. And then a power. Okay, what do we got going on down here? Ah, okay, not quite far enough. Let's pull this down a little bit more. And guess what? We have just enough cash, but barely, just enough cash to drop in another windmill. But I mean barely. We're barely going to do this here. As you can see, we're running low. 16 megawatts. Out of cash. And we did get the fire station in. That's good, because we're going to get the forest going. Okay, so we're up to 24 megawatts now. That'll take care of these. And, you know, we want to take some of this. Probably too late to get the refund. We'll just leave that there for now. Okay, let's see if we get this ends up being a forestry industry. Should be. Looks like it. Yep, okay, great. Got our forest industry going. We're going to have to run a power line out there for a little bit. Pretty sure we have just enough money for that. Not a lot, but just enough. No, there. Minus 23 cash, barely enough. Okay. Alright, we can add a few more units down here, but not too much more. We're going to have to wait till our cash builds up a little bit. So the city is slightly out of balance, not much. About $100 a week or so, but that's enough. We got negative 191 now. And we can't, there's nowhere to add any more residential zoning without adding some more infrastructure. And we don't have the money for that. We're trying to hold out. We don't want to take a loan. We don't want to pay those interest rates. We may not have a choice here. Everything else is pretty much in balance. We are growing slowly. I tried to put in a few more forest industry parcels in. And maybe we'll go over and add some more heavy industry, but that's just going to drive the demand for residential, and it won't be enough to overcome our negative balances here. It's only 37, so it's not a lot. Maybe if we add in two more forestry factories out here. Let's see if that can do it, because it's so small. Okay, 11. A little bit better. It's all about keeping that balance in your city, that's for sure. Well, we're back cash positive again, and that's a good thing. We're going to need to build up some financial reserves here, but as you can see, we already got a problem out there, crime, and no police station. And so that's going to spread. The muggings, the burglaries, the car break-ins, and other things we won't speak of. Hey, robots are violent just like people are. We just don't talk about that. So if you do not have the police in your city and you have an outbreak of crime, eventually what happens is the buildings where the criminals have hit will become abandoned, and you'll lose the tax revenue from those buildings. And it'll just spread throughout the entire city. It's terrible. You might be in a city where this is happening right now. However, once you get your police station back in there and order is reestablished, the buildings recover and people will reoccupy them, and you'll get your money back. However, right now we're sitting at about 600, and a police station is 12,000. So it's gonna be a while. Well, this has gotten so bad. Literally every property in our city has been hit by crime. And we're just trying to keep that a big secret. Still telling everybody what a great place this is to live. And, you know, we're still drawing them in a little bit. However, we're losing population at this point. And so that's going to force our hand, unfortunately. We're going to have to take that loan. And so since we're going to have to do that, we're going to go ahead and take the middle one here, 66,000, 10%. That's just crazy talk. We're so close on our income and expenses. But yeah, that's not going to work. So we're going to take that. All right, and so the first thing, watch what happens. We're going to build this police station, and watch what happens immediately to all these criminals. Okay, I'm going to put it right here next to our medical center and the fire department. Okay, now watch. This is literally just going to take such a short amount of time. There's all the smiley faces, and they're immediately going to start sending the troopers out to fix it up. Just watch this go down. And we need to take care of this problem quickly because we just took out a loan. We're still losing about, $500 a week here because we added to our expenses with the police station. These guys are expensive. Guys and gals, the robots. Is it just gender neutral when it's robots? Population's going back up again. There you go, crime problem solved. See how quickly that went down? A couple of buildings out there that need to be repopulated, but that'll happen soon enough. Okay, looks great. Well, let's get on to our, let's keep going with our expansion here because we're about 150, no, not quite, to get up to our goal. So let's bring the water down the rest of the way because we're going to fill up this street here. Let's go right there. Just trying to do what's minimally necessary infrastructure-wise. And we're probably going to need another power turbine soon. Let's go check that out real quick. Let's get ahead of that one. Let's go ahead and just drop it in now anyway. Still got 4 more megawatts, but that's going to go real fast. And I think we should add on to our forestry service here. This is doing very well, as long as we have enough power. And police. Okay. We can go in and fix these when you have an abandoned building. You basically have 2 choices. You can wait for the robots to repopulate it, or you can do a demolition and then it'll rebuild. We might as well just do that right now. I'll show you how that goes down. See, everybody gets happy the minute you take out the abandoned building. Nobody likes the abandoned building. It doesn't produce any tax revenue, so it's really just kind of sitting there in your way. Looks like, oh, we got a fire. Probably a leftover arsonist from our crime wave. Okay, I'll get that put out soon enough. The firemen here in the city are so efficient. They basically just have to pull out the hose and just throw a little water on it, and the fire goes right out. So as long as you have enough police stations in your city, it's more than taken care of and under control. It's when you don't have enough resources. And I think we're going to go ahead and demolish this, get that back productive again. We're going to add in a little bit of industrial over here, even though we're going to try and get off this and onto all the green energy we can, and industrial. At some point we'll be crossing the river because there's a huge chunk of farmland here we're going to develop. All of this And then at some point we'll open up the tile and do that part back there as well. So resources is the name of the game here at Silver Shores. Okay, filling up our residential. That's good. About 75 more citizens to go. We're going to hit that here real soon. Now that our crime wave has been taken care of, word's getting out. All safe at Silver Shores. Ah, we're still losing a little bit of money here, though. Let's see what we can do about that. Commercial. Let's add in some more commercial. And I think we're going to put some more on this way, over towards the factory area. We still have some space in there. And I'm going to drop one in over here, too. Just so the guys over here working, our little robot factory workers, have something to go grab some lunch or whatever. We can always do that at the end here. There we go. And let's do a little Foursquare too and just see what pops up. That's always fun. Okay. 60 more citizens to go here at Silver Shores. We really got to solve our financial problem. We're still losing $200 a week. This is going to get expensive. Let's pull our road out just a little bit. There we go. And we'll add a little more forestry. The Golden Woods. Okay. You can get into a bit of a frenzy if you're not careful. You know, the robots will start demanding this and that. Next thing you know, you can't keep up with everything. So it's always good to stay in balance. We're still not there yet. Okay, let's take a look and see what's driving our losses here. It's only a couple hundred a week. Where's our big expense? Ah, it's the interest on the loan. Oh, that's terrible. See how they get you? Do you see how they get you like that? All right. Well, we're gonna have to add in some more zoning where we can. Let's do some more commercial right here. Get a couple more in, and then we have this space down here, which is another way people get into the neighborhood. Let's drop some there. See if that helps. So you can kind of get an idea how Silver Shores is growing. We're going to have that industrial area over there. And then along the shoreline is where all the residential will be. At some point, we may put in a leisure zone, probably over this way. Because the noise from the turbines and the noise from the leisure zone won't matter to each other. So we're getting close. About 15 more citizens here. Getting the commercial. I see the industrial factory zone. We're so close. And we actually get a lot of new resources. Let's take a look here. It looks like we have some unique buildings opened up. Good. Level 1, all the landmarks right there. Be putting in City Hall. One of my things when you do City Hall is you want to put all the other buildings that go along with it, like the courthouse, the government buildings, the taxation office. So that's its own little sort of micro build in the city. And there's a couple areas like that, other areas like that too, like as far as like shopping districts and amusement areas, parks. We'll get into all that. Here we are, yay! Now here's why this level, the tiny town, is so important. We get the fishing industry and industry areas. Parks open up. Great way to level up your land values, get those parks in there. Policies, we're going to go through that. Honestly, a lot of them don't really apply, although the fireworks policy is a good one. And the automation. All the pathways come up. Canals, sometimes that's fun. Fencing. The public library, a great way to level up in addition to parks is public library. We'll probably start adding some of that in. The botanical garden, warehouses, the vertical farm, the biodome, the fish market. Okay, that's what's all going to be next time. Here we are, the tiny town, Silver Shores. This would be a good time to talk about some of our sponsors. The American Coin Factory, making collectible silver coins that you can put into your collection and investment portfolio. CRenoTV.com. Catch us on CReno TV tonight. And we're going to be doing some stand-up comedy routines here pretty soon. Maybe we'll have some clips for that on the show. And you can check all of this out at my421.com. That's my421.com. Next time, we'll be setting in all the new services and infrastructure. Probably get some more power in there. Going to try and build up as much cash as we can. Work our way up to 1900. At Silver Shores, this is 4 cities. Silver Shores at 4 cities.